And we are live. Brup.
My my brother, what is up, man?
What's going on,
Happy
man?
day before Thanksgiving podcast.
Happy
What's going on,
whiskey
man?
giving.
Whiskey giving. That's what we calling this one. We already came up with the name of the show before we started recording.
That's right.
Because
All credit
today,
goes to
first
you
of all, hold on. Yeah. Thank you. I mean, obviously.
and to our
First of all, we're gonna have
producer.
our producer. Go ahead, give him a shout out. Say what you said before we started recording, though.
Look, man,
Let him know.
of course, because we know that this show is brought to you by our executive producer,
Yep.
Jonathan. I barely have any hairs on
Ah,
my chinny chin chin parrilla,
chin chin.
also
Yes,
known as
sir.
el asado, also known as a steakhouse, also known as parrilla with a hard double R and double L.
Hard R.
Huh?
That's the only hard R
Oye,
we say
mamá
on this
huevo, tú me
podcast.
entiendes, parrilla. Así es que se dice tu apellido, huevón. Parrilla. Damn, and I haven't even started drinking my whiskey yet. But it's
I
brought to
know.
you by that's he's been a supporter from day one. So
Hmm.
appreciate it, Jonathan. I'll say your name, the way you like to say
The
it.
way
I'll say your first
in
name,
the white
Jonathan.
way. You gotta say it in the white way.
Jonathan Parrilla.
Jonathan. You gotta like emphasize it's
Jonathan.
a Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Oh yeah. My brother. Hey man. So I was look again, we talk all the time, fucking voice messages, no voicemails because who does that shit? It's weird. You know what I mean? We talk, we text, send each other pictures about like the food we're making and shit
Yep.
like that. We're like our own social media. Like, you know what I mean? Especially now that like I'm not on social media
Right.
and it feels fantastic. But yeah, man, we today or like the last what is it like last 10, 12 days, we've been going heavy about the smoked turkey thing,
We have.
right? Right. So like I'm gonna be honest, like I kind of feel like a bad influence in a sense, like given your tax bracket is a little bit different than mine. So you could like make these splurge purchases. But like I bring up the bike shit. We both buy bikes.
Uh-huh.
I bring up the smoke. I bring up smoker. You buy the smoker before I do,
Well,
and it's
you
just
already had a
and
grill.
like
You were
it's
gonna do the indirect fire, but I haven't
yeah,
had a grill in like
yeah,
2 years, and I've been like thinking about it. I'm like, man, should I? Should I not? It's like an excuse. It's an excuse for me not to spend time in the backyard grilling and doing other shit like
right.
riding my bike. But
Hmm.
yeah, should I talk about that ridiculous decision I made to buy the smoker?
Before we do that, I gotta open up a new whiskey that was recommended to me by a good friend, Matt, one of my coworkers. He's gonna be on the show because this motherfucker knows whiskey like I've never like it was like talking to a savant, bro. He's like, "Oh, bro, you know that this company falls like they make these three other brands, but they also make their own thing because they're the top." I was like, "Hey, Matt, slow the fuck down, bro. Like I'm baby stepping over here with like Tennessee honey, bro." He scoffed at me. He
Hey,
was like,
I
"Oh,
told you that. I was like, wait, he didn't.
oh,
He didn't just give you like the wine slash craft beer connoisseur, where like he kind of like
yeah,
just gave you that
dude, like
attitude. I was like, I can't. I don't know. We got to kick him to the curb if he's gonna be one of
yeah."
those.
We're like working in the medical, like we're all wearing masks, right? Like mind you, like I've been working with him pre-mask era, right?
Hmm.
Pre-COVID. So like I know, but like it was like this. Like I'm gonna use the mic as my mask. It was like this where he just goes, you know what I mean? It was like, hmm.
Yeah,
When I
there's no
said that,
hiding
I
it.
was like, oh, I like a, yeah. There's no hiding it. I was like, God damn, man, don't fucking disrespect me like that. I was like, oh, I'm also trying Woodford Reserve, heavier scoff. Like, oh, that's nasty. I'm like,
But
God
but
damn,
the,
I bet
but
I'm
look, to his credit, one, I know that this isn't real whiskey. Like I've had real whiskey, and the
right.
one of the ones that you mentioned to me, I've had before.
Yeah,
Before
Old
it's in
Forester,
1920.
1920.
It's
Yep.
fire. It's a little stronger than what this
Could not.
Tennessee honey, but I've had it before. It's good. It's delicious. So I know that we're not
I
drinking real whiskey. I'm not gonna stop drinking
yeah,
this because it's easy to drink. I can drink about 5 glasses.
yes,
Might not be able to get
yeah,
up
and
from
be
this
good.
seat after the podcast, but it goes down
Yeah,
so
but
fucking easy.
you got that 16-pound brisket though, so you'll be good.
Yeah, but you know what's funny is that
You might not be there. It might not be there when you.
no, they're all tearing into it, which is good because I've smoked before using indirect fire, but I've never smoked and not smoked a brisket. And this is not the first like type of cut of meat
Ooh,
that you want to smoke when you haven't done it in a while. So
ooh.
yeah, oof.
This
But
one, first
yeah,
of all, this is Let me read the bottle. Let me put
Hey,
the
but
cork,
this
right? Because
before, yeah,
this is how you know
this
it's money.
Tennessee honey, this Tennessee honey is like the Bahama Mama or the Bahama Breeze of like drinks, like of whiskey.
Yeah,
When you're saying I'm gonna order a
yeah.
cocktail or a drink, and then you go to the bar and you order some fruity drink, that's what this is in the world of whiskey, if you can even call it
It's
whiskey.
it's definitely the umbrella drink of whiskey,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like that's what it is. Like, oh, I'm gonna have this on vacation whiskey. That's what that is. So this is the one I bought today, honestly, because it was the only one I could find. This is Elijah Craig small batch barrel proof,
Yeah.
right? It says uncut, straight from the barrel, 122.2 proof,
Woo!
61%
They
alcohol
are not
by
fucking
volume.
around.
This is I was like, man, what are you doing to me, bro? Like, first of all, the other one he recommended was Whistle Pig, right? I
Hmm.
was like, no, I'm not drinking. I thought he said Whistle Dick. I was like, I'm not drinking some shit called Whistle Dick. It's not happening. Not putting that shit to my mouth.
It
It
brings
sounds
back
highly
memories
inappropriate.
when you
And
were in that in those streets in Hawaii.
yeah, 20 is 20, but not anymore. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I went to the liquor store. Well, obviously coming home after running to Walmart for the 85th time in a row. Um, I was like, let me just see what they have. So I went through it, and this is the only one they had that
Okay.
was in the four he recommended.
Okay.
And the Whistle Pig was like 130. It's like it's not happening. Like this one was
Jesus.
80 at the liquor store. So it's a little pricey now.
Yeah.
I got home and Melanie goes, "How much was that?" I was like, $80. She's like, "You bought an $80 bottle of whiskey?" I was like, "Yes, I did." Like I don't splurge too much. But all right, first, so this is kind of be like a live reaction on this.
First
It was
impressions.
kind of thing. First impressions. I like the way the bottle looks. It looks like it's gonna be serious. Like it's serious when he drinks a lot. When Matt drinks a lot of whiskey, and he goes, "Listen, it's gonna have a bite at first,
Yeah.
but then it's gonna go down smooth." I was like, I'm trying to figure out how big this bite is. When I thought Woodford Reserve was bitey at 95 proof,
I'm,
this is 122.
what is there to figure out? It's 122.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna hurt.
I hope you
So I
have your
like the I
what is
like
it?
the
I hope you
cork.
have your big boy britches on. We're gonna call them
First of all,
britches
nobody says bridges.
since you're drinking bourbon,
Bridge
right?
is that BRITCHES? Is that how you
Hey,
spell britches?
I use the
Is that how you
word.
spell it?
I say the word. I've never written it in my life. Never looked it up. Don't fucking ask
Ever.
me, dude.
It's never been an essay, right?
No,
You never used that as
no.
as a synonym for underwear. Also, shout out to my wife for making me this glass
Yeah,
right here. That's what I do. I drink and I know things.
I like
So
that.
that'll be the official whiskey glass for the podcast. All right. I'm gonna tell you right now, like
Hey,
the
but can,
glass
hey,
feels.
I'm gonna have to special like custom order one from her that says the more I drink, the more I know, because that came out
Yeah,
really nice.
yeah, no, dude, she did it in like legit like 6 minutes. Like it was so quick. She was like, "Oh, it's done." I was like, "What the fuck?" All right, here we go. All right, I'm gonna drink this one neat. So no ice, no rocks, no nothing. If you don't know what rocks are, that's also called ice. So neat is straight in the glass. So I pour myself a nice little drink here. All right, gonna go with first impressions. Oh,
Ooh, it was like the first time taking a
woo,
puff. Jesus.
wee. Let me tell you something. It kind of all right. So it kind of lingers in the throat a little bit because it's heavy. It does have a bite. It's not currently burning down my esophagus. like it's but it's really good. Like this is definitely, I'll say this. Like this is a whiskey that I can't imagine people take shots of this because they're fucking crazy and they would probably die. But this is a whiskey that like you could sip like nice and slow, like while you're
Right.
like cooking a brisket or barbecuing, where like it'll complement it really well. I'm not gonna do like a fucking like how like the people who do like wine. Oh, it has a nice coat of this. Like
I thought you were
I don't
about
know
to
how to
start that
describe.
because you were like, it's got a
I
nice. I thought you were about to start throwing some fucking lingo
no,
out
but
there. Like I'm
it's
like, dude, how
first
did
of
you
all,
spend
I
15
did
minutes
watch a
on
movie about it.
Wikipedia looking up
Yeah,
bourbon fucking
no,
lingo and shit?
if if I'm gonna be honest with you, I was just gonna regurgitate everything Matt told me
Okay,
and pawn it off as my own. Like
there
if
you
we're being completely honest about it, you know what I mean? Like let's just call it what it is.
It's got a nice mouth
Oh,
feel.
never gonna. I'll never describe anything as mouthfeel. That's that will never happen. I also don't drink whiskey neat because, like I said, we drink the Bahama Mamas of whiskey. So like we've always drank it on, you know what I mean, on the rocks. So it's a little bit different than drinking it warm.
Yo, that is some
Already, bro.
strong shit.
All,
Already
bro,
different.
different, bro. Shit is just different around here. But yeah, man. Dude, I'm nervous as shit. That's a good ass whiskey, bro. Highly recommend it, John. I don't know if the liquor store will be open tomorrow, but it's a good whiskey to like, especially since you have people over. It's a good whiskey to like have like while you're talking shit with family. For
Yeah. Oh,
sure.
speaking of people over like that, it is WhiskeyGiving. So that background noise, that's just part of the celebration going on.
Yep.
I told them I'm gonna go record, and they said it's the day before Thanksgiving. Fuck your podcast. But hey, I get
Yeah.
it. I'm not gonna stop the celebration.
100% you can't. Dude, shout out to that smoke ring on the brisket you made, man. That shit looks good, bro. Good job. Now you
Uh,
know I'm drinking because I
because
just
you gave
gave
me
you
a
two
compliment.
compliments in a row.
No, not only
Two in a
that.
row.
Yeah. Not only that,
Two.
I
Two in a
wasn't
row.
I wasn't gonna say anything. I'm like, oh, let this fucking whiskey kick in. I'm gonna let him keep going.
Son, this shit is nice. That that is I'm gonna tell you what, that is 1,000 times better than Woodford Reserve. Because Woodford Reserve doesn't settle, right? That's the only thing. Like Woodford just burns. Like there's nothing else. Like this one at least, like it goes down. Yeah, this is nice. I can't even. I can't imagine what the fuck whistle pig tastes like. I'm gonna have to like wait for like a tasting because he invited my wife and I over. Dude, like,
What?
dude, like you've been to my house, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously, you stayed at my house for a whole weekend. Now imagine my kitchen, right? My kitchen, the whole thing being a bar wall with built-in shelves and 4 to 5 bottles per shelf, and then probably like 40 at the top. That all whiskey, all
Jesus.
whiskey. His parents drink whiskey. They did like the Kentucky train or whatever, the Kentucky bus where you go to like all the different distilleries in Kentucky. Like they're whiskey heavy, bro.
Okay. Yeah, they are connoisseurs. I got you.
Yeah, or alcoholics, depending on the day.
I mean, it
You know,
depends, right?
I told him that.
Tomato,
Yeah,
tomato.
it's a slim. Yeah. Side note, we should do that, bro. As like a guys' weekend after this COVID shit. Like everybody has a vaccine and
Yeah.
we got whatever the fuck.
I'm
We
not getting
should.
that
Oh,
vaccine. I told you that. Not yet. I'm gonna wait to see how
no,
many
no, no, no.
people die of that
I'm
motherfucker.
100%. I'm trying to see if there's a zombie apocalypse. If that happens, like I'm definitely not doing it
Right.
now. But if it does, if there's no side effects like that, there's no like anal leakage. I'm
Right.
gonna go ahead and get it. and
Jesus.
then we definitely got to do like a guy's trip to something like that. I would have Jonathan drive up here, then we'll drive up and meet you in Kentucky because Kentucky's like what 15 minutes from you.
Tennessee and
The way
well, no, but yeah, it's a
Ken-
5-6 hour drive from me.
Kentucky's a
Yeah,
different
look,
state.
I
Mhm.
when I was in Tennessee,
Kentucky's
we used to go to the
the
Smoky
Jack Daniels.
Mountains and drink and just
Yeah,
walk up and down the street and I can't even remember the name of the fucking place we used to go to. It was on the border of Tennessee and North Carolina, but they had a ton of like whiskey distilleries. They give you free shots. They're like mini half shots, and they give you
yep,
like eight
yep,
or
yep.
nine of them. You show your ID, they give you one of like 8 or 9 of them, and then you just go to like the 4 different places. So you get enough of those shots, you're gonna be feeling good. And you get like apple and blueberry
Feeling
and all
good.
sorts of crazy flavored.
Yeah,
It was actually moonshine, and yeah, it was a good time. So yeah, we can go to
dude, like
do some of these whiskey
yeah,
tastings.
yeah. I mean, look, we have a Whiskey Wednesday dedicated T-shirt. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
we definitely got to do shit, and that we definitely wear that shirt. Like we'll be that asshole group that everybody's wearing that Whiskey Wednesday shirt.
for sure. Yeah.
But dude, this is a way better whiskey. This is a way better, like it's Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. This is a nice bourbon. This is nice,
Oh,
bro.
I could have told you
I'm
that.
gonna
I mean, I
I'm
told
gonna
you, I
be
had
honest with
the
you.
Forester
Two
1920.
glasses though. Two glasses. Out, son.
No,
It's
dude, you're not
two.
making 2 glasses. I think, but after the first one, that's some
Yeah,
strong. You're drinking it neat.
strong
Remember,
shit.
you're not drinking this
Yeah,
watered
straight.
down
There's
anything. So,
nothing,
like I've had
dude. He said,
I've had Scotch before. Well, I used to drink whiskey like Scotch, and
right.
I've had it neat. I've had it. Someone told me different people recommend different things, right? Like put a couple drops of water in it.
Yep.
Some people say on the rocks, but I've never had it on the rocks. I've always drank scotch neat, maybe 1 or 2 drops of water. Um, yeah, it's and I've had some. God, I had like a $40 glass. I was at a bar and it was a $40 glass of fucking scotch.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I didn't pay for
We
it.
need to have.
Like I when I was living downtown before,
Okay,
like
good.
my wife and kids came up here, like I would just go and then these random like just groups of fucking retirees and shit. Oh yeah, I used to be a CEO
Yep.
somewhere. Blah 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 blah. Living in Cleveland. Why the fuck? I don't know. But that's where they decided to retire. And they would tell me, like I would just tell me, I'm thinking, I'm looking at this whiskey, and they're like, oh, try this one, and they would just call the bartender and be like, hey, get my buddy here this whiskey right here, and I would see how much those motherfuckers would cost. I'm like, holy shit! But I mean, they were
That's a different
worth
level though.
the $40 a glass. So
Yeah. Yeah.
when he
Yeah.
recommended those
Whiskey's
four to
special,
you, I
dude.
knew that he knew his shit.
Dude, he goes. That's what he goes. Like put like 3 drops of water. I was like, what the fuck do you have? Like a thing to like put the drops of water in, like a little baster. You just like plup plup plup, or do you like run it off your fingers? Like
Yeah,
what the fuck? How do you put like 3 drops of water? I was like, all right, I'll try it. So yeah, man. So I had, dude. I was like, well, I was talking with him because literally everybody I run into that I know, like my barber, the mailman, because I live in the country, so I actually know my mailman. Asked him like how he's cooking his turkey. He's like, oh, I'm gonna air fry it. Didn't even know there was a fucking thing that you could do
I didn't know it was an air
with
fryer big
turkey.
enough to do that shit.
Yeah, I sent you the picture, right? Like
Yeah,
I ended up sending you the picture,
yeah,
the
yeah.
master built one, which I saw today at Walmart, and I was like, okay, that's fucking crazy. That blew my so I talked to Matt today. Don't know his last name. I literally saved his name on my phone like as Matt Whiskey. That's just what he's gonna be. And
Yeah,
I was talking to him. He's like, dude, what are you gonna do? He's like, yeah, I'm gonna smoke it. I was like, I'm gonna smoke it too. Then I started having like a little bit of anxiety of like smoking it on a propane grill because we talked about it like the indirect heat, but it was like I'm trying to figure out like how I'm gonna keep that constant temperature
right,
of like 300 degrees, and then like trying to figure out if the temperature being in the grill at 300 degrees is the same thing as like the great temperature of like the heat coming off the grill. You know what I mean? So like how I'm gonna balance all that out. So I'm not sure how the fuck that's gonna work. So I'm gonna start cooking a lot earlier than probably like an hour earlier than I planned. So this is what I got planned right now, right with the grill. Get like I'm gonna put 2 burners on one side and one on the other, right? Get the temperature up
okay,
to 300, then turn off the opposite burner, right? The singular burner, and then bring them down to like a low, and then like try to keep it at a steady 300 for like I don't know, probably like 20 minutes, or like try to see what setting I need to have it at to keep it at 300, right? And
right,
then when I've had it at 300 for a couple minutes and it hasn't dropped or gone up, I'll in between that time though I'll put the 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 wood chips on right in the foil to get it up and get it smoking. And I
right.
bought like 2 bags of apple wood. So put that on, get the smoke going. Once it's at that set temperature of 300, because I don't think, and this is just me like trying to manage it, right? Trying to like think through it. It's like I don't think it would make sense for me to like put the wood chips on when I'm trying to build the heat up. You know what I mean? I prefer because then like I think it would burn out too quickly. So I'd rather it start burning at the 300. You know what I mean? At the constant temperature that it's going to be. But I also don't know if that's right. You know what I mean? Like because like if I throw the 3 burners on, and then I almost think because I'm thinking about it like if I do it at a higher heat, it's gonna burn out quicker,
Right.
right? So I'd rather keep it at the 300 when it's steady, and then throw the wood grates on,
Yeah,
and
for
then throw
me,
the wood chips on.
I mean, I use the Weber Smoky Mountain, the 18 and a half inch smoker.
Right.
It's a dedicated
Yeah, I saw it
smoker.
on Lowe's. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a dedicated smoker, and so there's different methods to start. And it's my first time using a smoker. Like I've smoked before, but again, using a grill like you're doing, indirect
Right.
heat. And I've done it a few times. I got used to doing it. But I used the method called it's the Harry Sue whatever method. It's this guy who's won like multiple barbecuing championships with that Weber Smoky Mountain. And so essentially, I just created a donut, and then I put the hot briquettes in the middle of the donut or the donut hole. And Yeah, I got it up to temperature. Once I got to temperature, I held it there for 20 to 30 minutes before I put the wood
Right.
chunks. And I don't know if you got like wood chips, but I got wood chunks. So I would put like three nice sized, like baseball sized wood chunks in there. I used cherry. But yeah, I didn't put them in there until it was at the temperature I wanted for about 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is probably where you're trying to figure out. So I would do that. I would wait until it's holding that temperature, and you're ready to put the
Yeah.
meat on or the turkey in there to then add that wood.
Yeah. And then it was also like I don't really have to worry because watch a bunch of videos like, oh, do I have to do this? Should I do this? Because these are people with like more experience. They know what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, do I have to worry about the the grate temperature, right? I was like, no, I don't really have to worry about that because I'm not searing the thing. Like I'm not even putting it directly on the grill, right? Like, and I'm not putting it in the. I thought about putting it in the foil pan,
Uh huh.
but I was reading up on like this website called Epicurious. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Uh huh.
Like, it's supposed to be good. My wife told me about it, and I read it,
Yep.
and I said like one of the reasons you don't want to do it, like that immediately deterred me away from doing that, was the fact that like if you let it sit in there, then in the foil, then it's gonna like the indirect heat is gonna cook through it, but also like the juices are like it'll get soggy on the bottom,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because the fluid has nowhere to go. So what I did, I had my wife buy like a griddle pan, like it has the grill lines and all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then like a half inch or an inch under it has like the pan, like a drip pan, so all
Right.
the juices flow into there,
And it's not gonna
so
get
we can
soggy.
still make the gravy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and doesn't get soggy. Everything drains out. So I was like, all right, so I don't have to worry about that. So as long as I keep it at a constant 300 degrees,
Yep.
then I should be good. Then I'll put the grill on. I ended up buying like the grill gloves, like where like I could touch the flame, like the shit.
Yep.
I bought that at Walmart. It wasn't the ones I wanted. It was like a last minute thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, man, I'm gonna have to like pick up this crate. You know what I mean? Or, like,
Right.
and I'm not gonna be able to do that with oven mitts. So I was like, I'm gonna have to take it out. I need gloves. And then I was like, Amazon's gonna take too long because I live in the middle of nowhere. They probably won't deliver tomorrow. So I ended up buying ones that like literally like go up to my elbow, bro. Like it's like they were way too big, but I was like, these will work for now.
Yeah. I
So
mean
and then I put
that's what I need. I need some of those like heat resistant, heat retardant gloves, which I don't have because I was just using regular like oven mitts. Yeah, which did the job because I didn't have to grab any craziness. Like I grabbed the brisket today after it was wrapped in aluminum foil.
yeah.
It was all right. The gloves did the job, but I need something dedicated to that. Speaking of,
On Amazon,
no, yeah, I'll grab them from Amazon. So
on Amazon they have it. Yeah.
yeah, this whole
Good.
like me doing a brisket today. We've been talking. We were talking about this for 10 days, right? And
Yes.
I was like, yeah, I'm thinking of doing it. And then
Yesterday.
a couple of days ago,
Yesterday,
was it yesterday?
motherfucker.
Yesterday.
Yesterday. No,
I was,
yesterday.
No,
Yes,
but the
bitch.
day before yesterday.
Yesterday.
The day before yesterday. It was either the day before yesterday or early yesterday. I was like, nah, dude, I haven't had a barbecue. I haven't had a grill in 2 years. Like, I don't barbecue. I don't grill, or at least I haven't done it in 2 years. That I don't see the need for it anymore. Why am I going to spend that kind of money? And then I think it was yesterday, and then
It
what,
was no.
10
I'm telling
10
you,
hours,
it was
and then
yesterday.
8 hours later, maybe 7 hours later, I'm like, yo, here's this 15, 16 pound fucking brisket I just got and this smoker. Like that was like, you're like, you must be thinking like, what kind of fucking bipolar serial killer, like psychotic
was so
break?
crazy.
What is going on with this dude? Like I went to two
Son, yesterday you
polar
were so-
extremes, two opposite crazy
Yes.
extremes. From like, there's no fucking way I'm buying this
Yeah.
because I haven't done it in 2 years, to like, yo, I'm going all in on
Yes.
this motherfucker. I got the smoker. I got
What-
a
what
15
changed,
pound brisket.
What changed?
What changed?
Because yesterday
I didn't take my
let me
meds.
get-
I don't know.
Yesterday,
I don't know what changed, man.
yesterday one Kanye West ass. Yesterday 100%. You were completely opposed to it. I'm not fucking buying that shit.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, I can't.
Yesterday
this is what you
morning,
said. I
early
can't
afternoon.
Yeah, I can't justify to myself spending $300 because I barely do this. Fast forward 18 hours later.
Not even.
Hey man, I'm gonna get this 18-pound fucking brisket.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna send you a picture of this smoker that 24 hours ago I I was not completely opposed to. Like, what the fuck just
Yo,
happened?
but that's like that's
what?
cause for concern, right? You should have been calling the fucking paramedics, and I was like, yo, something is going on with my buddy over here. Like
Yo,
this dude, something's wrong with this guy.
we can never like really live together. We spend so like really live close to each other. We spend so much stupid money. My wife would hate us being friends, bro.
Yeah,
Because that's exactly what I go through.
That's what changed. That's
Yeah.
what changed.
Your wife?
My wife, she goes, like, she goes, we're gonna use it. You've been talking about this about buying a grill for a while. Just do it. Just pull the trigger. And I was the same way with the bike, right? I knew I was going to get a bike,
Yep.
but I always do a lot of research. On this grill, I wasn't sure.
We both do.
Yeah, on this grill, I wasn't sure. On the smoker or grill, I didn't know which one I was gonna do. I wasn't sure. And then after I told you, like, I'm not gonna do it, probably an hour or two later, she looks at me, like, we were having the same conversation. She's like, why? Just do it. Like, you're going to end up getting it anyway. Might as well do it now. And so I was kind of like throwing that idea around, mulling it over. And I was like, all right, fuck it. That's when I had my bipolar moment. And I went from like, never in my fucking life am I getting a smoker. I changed my mind to like, yo, dude, I'm all in. I'm about to enter some barbecue competitions. Maybe not that far, but
dude,
yeah.
Like, yesterday you were like, I'm never getting a fucking smoker. It wasn't like, hey man, I'm not gonna get it right now. It's a little bit too pressed for time.
It was. I was like, I can't spend this kind of money. I can't justify this shit.
Yeah, like in your mind, mad. It wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna. Yeah, you were like angry. I was
angry for even thinking about that shit. I was like, why am I even thinking about this shit?
It wasn't like we were even talking about it. We had like past this. I think we were talking about like some other random shit. And it was just like, I'm not gonna fucking buy this, bro. No, what the fuck is wrong with me? Can't fuck. I was like, hey man, calm down. Nobody even brought up a smoker. Like we weren't even talking about it. That shit was so crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I'm trying to feel this whiskey, boy. Like you see my eyes getting a little chinky.
I know. Not only am I not feeling my watered down whiskey, I have about half of that big ass square ice cube left. I need some more. I'm gonna yell for some whiskey, but I'm gonna mute it. I'm gonna save you that.
What is the proof of that Bahama Breeze whiskey? As if you're watching this, John is yelling at his wife to get him a drink.
At anyone who can hear me on the other side of the house, they might not, because they don't give a shit. They said, "Fuck your podcast. We're having a party here," so they might bring me the bottle though.
For real.
That is it's weak. I think is it 80 proof or 75 proof? Bourbon is usually I think like 80 proof, so I want to say it's probably 75. It's weak. Or even even 70 because I think it's 70 because it's 35% alcohol. I mean obviously it's strong enough. I mean it's not a beer, but it's not.
It gets the job done.
It's not.
It gets the job done.
Yeah.
No.
But no one's bringing me another Bahama Mama, so yeah, they didn't give a shit about it.
You could actually like chill it too. You could just put it in the fridge or in the freezer and just chill it and drink it like that. Like that's one of the things that that's when I knew I was like, I might be drinking a bitch whiskey. When like the lady at the liquor store was like, "Oh, you want it frozen or what? Bitch? Like, what?
You want some umbrella straws with this with that purchase?
Would you like it? Would you like a little rainbow unicorn cup to go with this, or what are we doing? Like motherfucker, yo, did you brine your turkey already?
No, I'm doing that as soon as we stop recording.
Okay, yeah, I brined it. I started brining it I want to say at 6 something.
Yeah.
So it's gonna brine for a while. Are you getting your drink?
No, but I'm about to say goodnight to someone. Oh no, he just walked on by. So that's cool.
That's rude. You're just a dad with feelings over there.
No one gives a shit about me. No, that was my uncle. But yeah, so
are you following the same recipe I sent you? Are you following the same recipe I'm doing, or are you doing something different for the smoker? What are you gonna do with your turkey?
I gotta go back to look at that recipe, but his brine was like really simple. His brine was like some apple juice and some other stuff or whatever it was.
It was. I'll tell you right now because I actually have it. I actually have screenshotted.
Well, you sent me a couple of different things. You sent me like that video, and in that video,
no, it's the big country guy. It's the big country guy that I'm doing.
Oh well, one of the videos you sent me, like his brine was just like apple juice and some other seasonings and shit, and he just threw that giant Ziploc bag.
That's a simple one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I'm just doing that, and then I'm gonna put the rub on there.
Yeah, I'm doing the rub tomorrow after I inject it, I'm putting the rub and then I'm gonna inject it.
We're gonna see. I'm injecting it with mojito.
Are you really?
Yeah. I'm gonna give it a shot. See what the mojito gives. What
Okay,
kind of
you're
flavor it
fucking
gives.
crazy. I'm doing like a Creole butter. It's like a teaspoon of Cajun seasoning, a cup of chicken broth, a whole stick of butter. Um,
Can't go wrong with butter.
some They can't go wrong with butter, and then like granulated garlic and shit like that. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be for some. I'll send you after we get off the show. I'll send you what I got, like what the seasoning is. I think it's like a gallon of water. Uh, I don't. I'm assuming you don't have molasses. It's
I
like a
do.
cup of molasses,
I have
a
molasses.
cup
I
of
have the
honey.
liquid molasses. Yeah, I have them. I think I have the same one you do.
Yeah, the
That
grandma's one.
fucking grandma with the yellow label on
Yeah,
it.
100%. A
Yeah.
cup of molasses, a cup of honey. I think it was like half a cup of granulated garlic, which I didn't even know was a thing. I thought it was just garlic powder, but it's not. It's a
No.
little bit thicker, coarser, a little bit more coarse
Is that what you're
garlic.
injecting? Or
No, that's the brine.
that's the brine? Okay.
Yeah, that's the brine. I'm trying to pull it up, but my hamster didn't get his steroids today, so
Yeah. You didn't pay your internet bill.
yeah, you'd think so, right? The way this shit works. God damn it! I'm just trying to look at because he wrote it all down. This guy Malcolm Reed that I tweeted at him, and I'm gonna send him a direct message on Twitter to try to get him on the show because like it's cool like seeing because like this video he posted 7 years ago,
Uh huh.
right? And then like now like you can see like the way he did it then he had a dedicated smoker, but he
Yep.
did it like out of his garage almost,
Mm-hmm.
and like now he has like a whole dedicated area for just barbecuing. Like he has like it looks like 2 or 3 different grills. It's pretty cool. So I was like, yo man, like I'm support. I'm gonna buy his like barbecue brine and his rub, just to give him. You know what I mean? Just to
Yeah.
add him
Yeah.
in the.
That's why he's got a dedicated fucking space for it now because he's been on
Yeah,
YouTube long enough to where like
he's
that
making money.
YouTube money is paying for all that shit and
Dude,
YouTube ads. Yeah.
every fucking one he does has at least 300,000 views, 400,000 views, and somehow like 2, 3, 4, 5 million. All right, so the brine is 2 gallons of water, right? So you boil a gallon of water, and then you add in a cup of brown sugar, a cup of molasses, a cup of honey. Good Lord, that's a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
cup and a half of salt, a quarter cup of the barbecue rub, 3 to 4 bay leaves. Ah, fuck, I forgot to add the thyme. I gotta add the thyme to to the brine. And a tablespoon of whole peppercorns. So that's the brine. And then for the butter injection is a stick of real butter, a cup of chicken broth, a tablespoon of hot sauce, a teaspoon of granulated garlic, and a teaspoon of Cajun seasoning.
Yeah. Send me that shit.
So
Just send it to me on WhatsApp. I think I
I'll
might
send
try. I
you.
might. I'm going to
Yeah, I think you
mix.
probably have all of that, right?
I do have all of that. I bought all of that, but I was gonna do the simple brine. But I think I'm gonna throw a couple of those things in there that you have, because I was just gonna do like apple cider and then some apple juice, and then but I was gonna throw some other
Yeah,
stuff in there. So I'm gonna have to pick from those ingredients, see what works
yeah. I'm gonna.
in my mind, see
I
what
did the
works.
whole peppercorns. Yeah, I did the whole peppercorns already. I forgot to add the thyme, so I'm gonna do that after we get off here. But yeah, dude, it's this whiskey's not a joke, man. It's some good shit. This whiskey makes me feel like my credit score went up.
Like
You know what I mean?
you
Like
have
I feel
that whiskey makes you feel like you are like I'm about to get this Black American
yeah,
Express, the black card, right?
yes, yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Like I'm about to get a private like this is some like private jet. Hey
You're about
man,
to
let's
charter a
go.
fucking jet with that whiskey? Yeah.
I'm about to charter a jet with this fucking whiskey, boy. I mean, I ain't got charter jet money, but like
No,
this whiskey makes me feel like I do.
that's
I
right.
can't. I tell you right now, my wife better take my phone away because I will fucking go on Amazon and buy a whole bunch of shit I don't need. Just splurge.
Hey,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a good thing
Add
that
to buy
Amazon,
now.
the customer's always right, so they don't give a fuck. Like they'll let you return anything. Your wife will be like, "Nah, you're returning that shit
100%.
yesterday."
100%. Dude, and I fuck around, add to cart. Everything to just be buy now. Fuck it. Bum, 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 bum. Why do
The
you have a $4,000 credit card bill?
one click buy, or whatever the hell that
One,
button is.
yeah, yeah. One tap out. Fuck this shit. I'm like, all right, man.
Oh
I guess
shit.
this is just what it is. God damn, that shit is serious. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put my phone up, boy. Cause good God, dude. Like he has, like if you watch the video from Malcolm Reed, right, or
Yeah.
how to barbecue right on all social media platforms,
Yep.
giving him a shout out. He he literally like has like a meat injector that I've never seen that is like a meat injector with a hose attached. So
Uh-huh.
you connect the hose right into the injection shit, and you just squeeze right in. And as you squeeze, it loads back up.
I
So you're
saw
just
that.
ready
Is
to
that
go
the
with
one
the
we
next one.
saw? That video I saw, right?
Yeah,
It goes into
yeah,
the solution,
exactly.
and he just keeps injecting.
Yes, keeps injecting, dude. And then like I showed that shit to my boy Matt, the one with the whiskey shit,
Yeah,
and he bought that shit right away on Amazon.
of
Well, what
course he
sucks
did.
about it is it's from Oklahoma Joe's,
Yeah.
but it doesn't have like it's not Amazon Prime, so he's not gonna get it till like next week.
Ah.
But
I just
yeah,
have the syringe looking shit, so I gotta go into the solution, pull
yep,
back, and
me
then
too.
inject it. But again, like
Yeah,
whatever.
like
What are we complaining about? Fucking first world problems
absolutely
here.
not. This is one. This entire podcast is first world
Yeah,
problems.
yeah.
We're complaining because like you have to suck out the fucking the solution and, instead of having a hose to it where you don't have to do anything. That's some lazy ass shit. I
We're
was like,
fucking
yo,
turning into Wally. Like that's what we. I mean, that's
yes,
where we're headed. We're already there.
one
This country
hundred.
for sure. We're halfway there at least.
If Wally made a whiskey like Elijah Craig, it'd be over. I'd be that dude. I'd be that dude on that stretcher with everything one tap by.
Yeah.
Because you paid for you didn't have money, right? So you paid everything with like your soul, I guess,
I don't
or
know what
like
the
your
fuck it
bone
was.
composition. It was
Yeah,
fucking
I
crazy.
don't know what the fuck it was. Like the people didn't even have muscle mass. They just laid out
Nothing.
and then they just said like take me to the gym and then you would hover over the treadmill or some shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then bring me more
Ew,
food.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. I completely and utterly forgot to hit record on my side,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna have to wait the 18 days before you send me the fucking audio.
I'll send it to you
But let's,
as soon as we're done recording.
yeah, because we're not. Yo, let's I just remembered I gotta put the time in. Let's wrap it with Diego Maradona,
Bro.
bro. There's no easy segue with shit like this, right? Like
Yeah.
it's been like look, we've
We know
had
like that
personal
what happened
loss.
with Maradona?
Yeah,
Like
it's
he must have stopped doing cocaine. That's what it was, right?
no. So here's
Because that's
so
what kept
yes,
him. Because
first of
that
all,
cocaine would have
absolutely.
kept him alive.
He
Too
literally
soon?
like
I'm sorry.
from the article that I read from CNN and then the Bleacher Report one, he had a subdural hematoma, which is like a brain bleed. November 7th, right? He had
Hmm.
surgery. He had brain surgery.
Yeah.
Had some brain swelling, and then he was in and out of. I think he was in the hospital the entire time. If any of this is wrong, I'm sorry. This is not like to defame or any of that shit.
Yeah.
I've also had a glass of 122 proof whiskey, so back off,
I've
bitch.
read no articles. I was
Uh,
just making memes all day.
yeah. So he goes and gifts. So he goes, and I guess like because he had done coke for so long,
Yeah.
like probably half of his life, he was going through withdrawals.
Mm-hmm.
So there was complications from the surgery added in with the withdrawals,
Yeah. Damn.
and then he probably had in. He's in a hospital. You know what I mean? Who knows if COVID is around? He has a compromised immune. Like I'm not saying it was a COVID thing because they're not declaring that.
Yeah.
It was complications from the surgery and you know what I mean, his withdrawals because they reported that he was like having shakes and sweats. 30 years of drug use, bro. Like it's not easy to come out of.
No, it's not.
So yeah, we lost the icon today. Good old hand goal in the World Cup. You know what I mean?
The hand of God.
One of the
That's right.
greatest hand of God, one of the greatest mullets of all time. 100%. You know what I mean? One of the greatest top 10 greatest soccer players of all time. You want to put him in top 5, put him in the top 5. But he was an icon. He was an innovator, man. And it sucks to have lost somebody like that meant so much to a sport we both love. But hopefully he gets rid of those demons and is able to rest in peace, bro.
Uh, all jokes aside, and it's easy to joke about Diego Maradona.
It is very yeah.
To me, and this is me, someone that just played the sport, not at any like elite level, but I just played it and I watched it and enjoy it. To me, he's a top 5 of all time without a doubt, without question.
Yeah, 100%.
And then everyone knows about his struggles with drugs and stuff, back and forth.
Yep.
But there is something to be said about Maradona and the way he lived life. Like, yeah, he didn't give a fuck. Like, what?
Didn't give a
Some
fuck.
people will say, like, oh, he didn't spend enough time with family, a lot of wasted opportunities. He didn't do enough or everything he could have with what was given to him. But I think he just lived life, and that also meant like to the extremes on everything, not just the way he played the game, but also off the field with drugs, and then you saw the weight gain. I mean, he just lived and
Hard. He
hard.
lived hard.
And
Yeah.
so yeah, he was what, like he had just turned 60. I think he just had his birthday recently.
Yep.
Um, so like, do you want to live until you're 90 and just kind of live at whatever? Yeah, you get to spend time with your family and all that stuff, or do you just want to live life however you want to live it? And of course, the gift that he was given, the ability, allowed him to get away with a lot of stuff, or just do whatever he
100%.
wants. I mean, he wasn't out here fucking being malicious to people. He was just fucking doing a
No.
lot of drugs
Being
and
malicious to his own body.
to himself.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so I mean, he was easy to make fun of, but look, the guy lived his life. He was a great soccer player. I'm glad. I only got to see the tail end of his football career when I was right out of single digits. Maybe I was 10, 11, 12.
Yeah.
I've gone back and seen some of the games that he played that I was too young to see.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
5'5", bro. He was 5'5".
yeah,
The original Messi. Messi's 5'5", right?
yeah, he's 5'5".
Yeah. That's
So
crazy.
may he rest in peace.
Yeah, like, look.
I'll give it another day. I was gonna say I'll give it another day before I start making fun of him, but I kind of just like the first thing I did was send you a meme
Yeah,
of
I mean,
Messi, or
yeah, like it's like, dude, it was. I mean, he was a memeable character. You know what
yeah,
I mean? Like, you go back to the 2018 World Cup, in Russia, where fucking Argentina's about to get eliminated. They pull out that last second goal with Marcus Rojo, and fucking what's
yeah,
his face? Diego Maradona's giving everybody the finger.
yeah,
Fuck you, fuck you, like that's fucking gang. Like that
yeah.
was a gangster, bro. That was legit, man. He was one of the greatest to ever do it, unquestionable. And it's just, I'm not gonna say gone too soon because he went exactly when he needed to go.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? In that sense, where like his body couldn't probably tolerate any more drug use
right.
and cocaine and alcohol and all the other things. The way he lived life is unparalleled. You know what I mean? For an act, like you almost got to go to like almost like a Dwight Gooden or a Darryl Strawberry, but they weren't as relevant for as long as Diego Maradona was.
No, they
You know,
weren't
once they left
as
baseball,
not just relevant
good,
for as
and they
long,
weren't
but
as good.
as transcendental, or they didn't have as much of an impact on the game, on and off the
Right.
field like he did. And that's why
Yeah.
people talk about. That's why we're talking about him, not because he was such a
Yep.
great soccer player, but then everything else off the field, even after his
Shout out to
career
that
was
dog.
over.
Shout out to the dog making a cameo on the podcast.
Yeah, that's one of the dogs. He's got a diaper. Don't you dare try to mark that spot over there. That's not my dog, but that's why he's got a diaper on, because he likes to mark his spots.
Yeah. We got a onesie for Drax, which by the way, he came out really well from his surgery.
That's good, man. I'm gonna have to look into
Yeah,
that.
he
For
hated
more.
that cone. Yeah, he hated that cone. He destroyed that cone the first minute. He was unsupervised, and luckily he didn't have any drainage.
Yeah.
The stitches are healing well. He gets the stitches out on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
He's moving around in the bed right now because he knows I'm talking about him.
Yeah. You said his name.
But yeah, he knows. Motherfuckers knows your shit. But yeah, man, gotta get back to this Brian and shit. I think we're gonna do some more cooking tonight to have less cooking to do tomorrow because it's just we're just staying home.
Yeah.
But just doing all this shit, and obviously we'll be talking throughout the day. But it was good to catch up, man. And I put with the last couple drops of the Elijah Craig, I put the good square ice in it to see how it tasted with a little bit cold.
Uh-huh.
Still has a bite, but it's a little bit better. Like it's just the warm. I don't like warm whiskey is something I'm getting used to for me because we've always drank our whiskey on the show on the rocks.
So I'll tell you this. We've drank our Bahama Mama of whiskeys on the rocks only because it's so weak that I'm like, I'll drink it cold.
Yeah.
But yeah, if at least for me, if you're gonna drink whiskey or scotch, depending if you're drinking scotch, if you're drinking bourbon, although we don't do any scotch drinking here, but drinking neat. I recommend drinking it neat. But like Tennessee honey, that I'm drinking that on the rocks all day.
Yeah.
Probably throw some Sprite in there.
But
some shit
neat's
too.
Nice. It takes some getting used to, and it's definitely a different experience.
It is.
But yeah, it's good. I definitely recommend it. Like if you check and see if like you know how a lot of the stores like just close early on Thanksgiving
Yeah.
because they have like a later dinner. I don't know if any like liquor stores around you're gonna be like that tomorrow, but I would recommend getting it. I think if you're like family drinks whiskey,
Yeah.
or if they're into it, I think they'd like it.
How much was it?
Well, $79.99.
All right, so let me go on one end of this bipolar extreme and say, no fucking way am I paying $80 for a goddamn bottle of whiskey. Fuck that.
Tomorrow you're gonna send me a picture of
I'll
three
let you know
different
what happens
bottles.
tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna have a fucking I'm gonna have
You're
a
gonna have
damn
Whistle
shopping
Pig,
cart full of
Old Forester.
yeah.
You're gonna have Old Forester 1920. You're gonna have all the four bottles I recommended.
God,
Fucking
I hope
crazy.
not. That's too much money on liquor. I don't drink that
That
much.
would be no, but I mean it's just something to have on the show that we could like review. You know what I mean? And like we could mix it up. Like I'm probably never gonna, if I'm honest, I'm probably never gonna drink the Woodford Reserve ever again. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have it, and when somebody comes, oh, you drink whiskey? Here, take it with you.
Yeah, take
Take this with you. Take this with you.
Oh jeez. Hey,
Especially
you
after
might want to
drinking
drink.
this,
You might want to
Elijah
drink that
Craig.
Woodford Reserve. Okay, how much did it cost you? Like 35, 40 bucks. Drink that shit.
Yeah, it was 35, 41.
Drink
Yeah,
it.
I'll probably will. I'll mix it on up.
Yeah.
It's gonna be harder to follow it up after the Elijah Craig though. Elijah
Yeah.
Craig does make it seem like I'm about to get on a private jet though, right? Like
It
the
does.
name of it.
It does.
Hey man, what you drinking, that Elijah? All right.
All right.
Okay. And
So
it
what are you
also
doing?
makes me
So
think
what are
of
you doing this
Hamilton.
weekend? Oh, I'm taking a charter to Madrid.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
taking a charter to Madrid to watch the Madrid. Side note, they won today. They beat Inter
Oh, did they?
Milan.
Shit, I didn't watch that.
Yeah,
I
they
was too
won.
busy working and monitoring the fucking brisket. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they won. A couple other things, but who cares? Real Madrid won 2-0, and it looks like even with as bad as they played in the group stage, they're gonna go through. I think winning this game, pretty much sealed it for them,
Yeah.
which is kind of crazy, as trash as they've played.
They played terrible those first few games.
Yeah, it's been pretty fucking pathetic. Like they lost one game like 3-0 or some wild shit, 3-1, and then the other one they tied in the last minute. So that's really what saved them. Then they won the
barely
last
pulled
two.
that shit out. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fucking scramble. But all right, my brother. I sent you the video. You don't really have to watch the whole video. And what's really good about what he does, like he breaks it down in the bio, like exactly how he does it.
Right.
So it makes it really easy to follow like the recipe
Okay.
for like each step and like what to do. So just do that and it should be easy.
All right. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, man. Let me
I'm
know.
gonna try something
I
different.
gotta go put that time in.
Yeah.
I gotta go put that time in to
With
my
an H.
brine. My time in the brine. Yeah, fine. First, who the fuck? Just put TYME. Who the fuck decided to put an H in there? Fuck you, whoever that was. Just call it time, like TYME.
The same person that decided to put a K in front of knife.
Yeah, knife, bitch. That's what we knife.
The same
All right, man.
person.
Have a happy whiskey giving, Thanksgiving, everybody watching the show. Appreciate you guys. And this whiskey is phenomenal.
I'm gonna give you my
It is good
best.
shit.
I'm gonna give you my best Sammy Sosa, the happy whiskey giving, happy Thanksgiving. You know why that's better than you? You know why that's better than you? Because I'm almost as white as Sammy Sosa is. Shit, as white as I am.
I swear to God,
as white as I am.
I swear to God, I was about to say that.
I'm not even
about to say that.
As white as I am, I'm not even close to whatever the fuck happened to that dude.
He's like an eggshell.
What's crazy is that he used to be the color of your shirt, man.
I know. He's not he's like an eggshell. He's like an off-white. Like he's like what Michael Jackson intended to be.
Yeah. It's
like
crazy.
but worse. It's embarrassing. Los arrepentidos, bro. They exist everywhere.
They do, man.
They exist everywhere. It's fucked up. All right, my brother. I'll catch up with you, man. We'll talk literally right after this. All right, guys. Peace.
Peace.